Hey guys, my name's Sadie Deaton. I read the book Why I Teach, and basically it's a book that it has different things that teachers have written, various stories talking about their teaching and different things they do in their classroom and how some of the kids impacted their lives and different stories that they have come across in their teaching. So I'm going to talk about three of them. The first one's called Love and Loss, and it's about this teacher, this music teacher, who gets one of the kids, and this kid has had a really bad morning. And throughout the music class, she watches him, and he does everything she says. He sings, and he had a really good class, so she gave him a gold star. Well, when the teacher comes to pick him up for music class, she tells her that Kevin has had a bad day, and she's glad that she gave him the star because he'd had a rough morning. And the reason why he'd had a rough morning is because he's bored because he doesn't want to be in kindergarten. Like they want to move him up to first grade because he's a head taller than everybody and he's ahead of everybody. Well, later that day, Kevin drowns, and his teacher comes back up to the music teacher and says, "Kevin drowned last night, and I wanted to thank you for giving him that gold star, because if you wouldn't have, I would have been down on him for probably the rest of the day. But since he got that gold star, I praised him and everything. And basically, we know that he had a good end of the day and that it was positive." So I think, like, as the music teacher, I would feel, really good for, trying to impact something like that and, making it a little better for that kid for the rest of the day, even if you know, he died that afternoon. He still had a really good end of the day. The next one is called The Student Teacher. It's about a kid who has Tourette's. The teacher gives a project talking about they have to spend $1,000. They can't spend a penny more or a penny less. And what they would spend. Like, they go through the magazines, cutting out pictures of what they would spend and give a report about it in front of the classroom. Well, this one kid, his name's Jacob. He's the one with the Tourette's. He gets in front of the classroom, which you can probably imagine with Tourette's, it's really hard to speak in front of people. And instead of the materialistic things that most of the kids picked, he wanted to buy clothing for children in need and disaster relief children and the less fortunate children. He wanted to reach out and help instead of, buying iPods and iPads and things like that the other children wanted to buy. Well, after he gave his speech, the whole classroom stood up and gave him a standing ovation because of how courageous he was and how heartfelt his presentation was. And as a teacher, that makes you feel really good that, you have kids in your classroom that want to reach out and help those less fortunate kids that don't have anything. The last one, that was the last story I wanted to talk about. I really loved reading this book because it had just heartwarming stories from all these teachers. And it verifies to me, that money isn't everything when it comes to your job. That, if you come home and you've impacted kids' lives, that's enough for me. And I know as a teacher, I want to be one of those people that impacts those kids' lives. So that's basically the book, about some of the book that I read. I really enjoyed reading it. I would recommend it to anybody who was thinking about becoming a teacher because it gives very good stories about, the heartwarmingness of your job and that it's not all about money, but, it's the reward of being able to help and, having a child come up and being able to say, you've really impacted my life. So that's all I have to say. Thanks, guys.